Welcome, everyone, to the first episode of TPI Beef. What the hell is TPI Beef, you may ask? Well, as of right now, it's a test. Just a little something I throw together and see if it works out. Basically, my goal here is to talk about things that either annoy me, are boring to watch, or, in contrast, I legitimately like and think should be expanded upon. I want to just say now, I don't want to talk about anyone specifically on the negative aspects. I only want to provide good examples for who did it right or who did something exceptionally well, but not scorn those who didn't do so well and did things I didn't like. I feel like this isn't a show to just pick on people, it's give praise to those who deserve it, and that's it. I know I'm not typically the guy to sugarcoat it, but it's just, I feel it's the right in this situation. Also, there are many things that annoy me in shows that even I'm guilty of. So I'm no better than anybody else. I'm on the same level as you, and don't take my word as gospel and I should be the prime example, because honestly, I'm not. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. This is just simply a little venting ground of sorts of just things that annoy me in shows. So without further ado, let's talk about quite possibly my least favorite character type ever, and that is the Riolu Lucario stereotype. For those of you who are unaware of this stereotype, it involves a character, most frequently a Riolu or Lucario, that is literally the exact same thing every single time. Their character, if you can even call it that, is always this noble honor. I am an honorable, noble warrior. It's the same bullshit every time. It really just comes off as the character is extremely self-righteous and just irritating to watch. If this were like a comic relief character or like an early boot, I would be okay with it. However, typically they are painted in the right, and most of the time they make it far. So why do they make it far, and why are they like painted in the right when this character is just boring and annoying? Another problem is they're just so uninteresting. I mean, it's the same crap every time. You know he's going to be this alpha male, calm and collected, noble warrior, and it's the same crap. It's not different. I'm sorry. I've only seen it different once, and I'll get into that later. I mean, they're never usually there to play the fucking game. They're there just to look like a badass, but instead looking like an annoying sack of shit. I also hate how this character is always looked at as the voice of reason. To me, it's such a cop-out move to have this character be the voice of reason. Like, most of the time, I root for the villain to take this asshat down. Not because the villain is likable, but Lucarios are usually far less likable and much more robotic. People complain about the robotic Porygon, but I've seen more emotion out of a Porygon than I have out of a Lucario. It's a stereotype I'm sick of, and I'm hoping somebody breaks this mold. Well, kinda. Before I get into this section, I want to warn you that there are spoilers to a specific TPI in this. So if you haven't seen 2319 MI's Abandoned, I suggest you skip to the time code in the caption. There is one exception I have seen to this stereotype. One. Kind of. It still goes by the whole honor, nobility bullshit, but with a twist. That Riolu comes from 2319 MI's Abandoned. Now, I haven't seen too many shows, but I have seen quite a few, and out of all of them, this is the only Riolu I've seen deviate from the norm. At first, I thought this character was going down the exact same path, with all the same annoying things I hate about the character type, but after a certain episode, I was definitely surprised. It turns out, this Riolu is actually an antagonist. I wouldn't necessarily call him a villain yet, but he definitely shows that he is not just a basic bitch Lucario, and he stands on his own. I love how diabolical he became, while still maintaining this whole image. Even to the audience, he was maintaining that image. I really enjoy his antics, and I just love to hate him now. There are many bad examples of this, but this is the only one I've ever seen deviate from the stereotype, and for that I commend you on doing something different with this archetype. Overall, the Riolu character type I feel is one of the most irritating archetypes in TPI history. Say what you will about the lovable Tyranitar, the Lindsay insert, Licky Tongue, and of course my favorite, the alpha male Bulbasaur. All of those I mentioned are hated by the community and are far less common nowadays. Unlike the Riolu stereotype, I know that there are those who love this kind of character, and that's fine. Enjoy what you enjoy. But this is a character type that annoys me to no end, and is frustrating to watch 90% of the time. I hope you guys really enjoyed my first episode of TPI Beef, and let me know in the comments what I should do next. Until then, see you guys later.